What's up, everyone? This is Real Lauren Wixom, and I am here with the one and only Real Monty Allen from KryptoNurd, Chris Winner from Reach. Welcome, Chris, ALGO, and then ALGO Tim. How is everyone doing today?
Boomski.
Doing great over here in Mafiago land, guys.
Mafiago land.
Yeah, I'm in normal land. So
Algo City.
Normal
that's
land.
still pretty good.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right.
So
well, we just thought. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so we're obviously gonna talk about NFTs today, right?
Yep.
What are those?
Chit chat on little NFTs. Oh, what are those? I don't know.
What
Why
are
don't you tell us,
NFTs?
Chris? Why don't you tell us?
I'm not sure if we can actually get into that already. That's too intense right away.
Oh yes.
Let's do a few introductions of our artists. Let's start there.
Oh
Let's
boy.
do it. So do we want to start with who wants to start?
I'll start since I believe Mark's driving.
I am driving, but I'm here.
All right.
All right.
So I'm Tim P. Basically, I've done a couple projects now. My first project was Ling Ling's animated series. Honestly, takes way more work than I expected because it's animated, and I'm not an animator. Oh, I am now, I guess.
Yes, you are.
But it was mostly an experience to teach myself how to animate, and it kind of took off. It's a fan series based off of YLDY, but which now has the second gen, MNGO, mostly not going out. And I help manage that community as well. And it's kind of just all together. And then the second thing was more of an experiment with Rand Gallery to do some generative minting on a tool that he was making. And that is the Rug series, which is another very silly pixel series, which just makes fun of all the projects that Rug and all the coins that Rug people, and just showcases those and has the Rugs have different disguises, such as tokenomics or a white paper or things like that. It's very silly, and I released them for like one algo a piece, and everyone kind of bought them all really quickly. It was very weird.
Right. I think we love that sort of that kind of snark, though, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And you told everybody you're going to rug them, and then when you rug them, you launched more.
I did. I messed with all the rarity after people bought them. It was pretty fun. But no one came at me with pitchforks. I think that series is almost immune to like doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, I could just release as many as I want, and like, what are people going to say, that I lied to them about rugs?
Right. I mean, we did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Essentially, like it's kind of an interesting social experiment, though, if you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And like immediately after people started buying them, some people were already trying to sell them below mint price just to mess with the project because they thought it was funny.
That's funny.
I know Stitch Bob sold a couple below mint price, and Epishi was trying that too. But I think for the most part, it's really funny because it has a ton of transactions. People continuously buy them, and they buy like 3 or 4 or 5 at a time.
Yeah.
The other day, someone bought like 69 rugs to just bring the floor from 2 algo to 3 algo. It was really weird.
All right.
I wonder why they bought 69, huh? Interesting.
I think they stopped at 69, but it just happened to work together. Yeah. Anyways, I'll let you go, Mark.
Yeah, so Mafiago, I really handle the social media and marketing for Mafiago, but our artist is out of Australia, and our creator. We are the mafia of Algo NFTs. And we can, our first NFT that came out was the Don, who heads our family. And NFTs, the Consigliere was the second one, but then NFTs 3 through 50 are underbosses. We've released all of those, and now we're on to our soldiers, which are going to be through, I believe, 350. We're doing 500 and 505 unique NFTs before we go to 2.0.
Are they procedurally generated, or are you uniquely hand-drawn?
They're all uniquely hand-drawn, all individually uniquely hand-drawn NFTs. So
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Our artist is phenomenal too. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to check out our NFTs, but we have, yeah. I mean, it's really good work he does. So it's kind of cool, and yeah, it's nice. I think that we've put out our roadmap. Our roadmap includes staking of your Mafia Algo. Then we have a governance. We have mob meetings that we as part of our governance that we're starting up this week. And as part of those mob meetings, obviously people who are current Mafia Algo holders have say on what the future holds for Mafia Algo. And then we'll move to Mafia Algo 2.0, which is the governance will be a large part of deciding where that goes. And then we'll do staking rewards, all that kind of stuff. But most of the ideas will be generated from our mob meetings that happen once weekly now. So kind of a cool.
Are you doing those through Discord?
Yes, all of our mob meetings are on Discord. You have to be a current Mafia Algo holder in your wallet to be a part of a mob meeting. And all on our Discord. We're in a couple collaborations with a couple other artists right now. We've already done one with Little Freak Club, with Algorand, with Flemish Giants, a couple different ones there. So we're pretty active. And we're also working out right now incentives for holding an underboss versus a soldier. We're going to move to associates.
You got levels.
Exactly. And as a part of those levels, you're going to have some compensation if you own an underboss in terms of, and we work that out. It's a big part of our project is having the family, as we call it, helping out with what are these rewards going to be. And that's kind of how, Mafia works in a way, is that, as a family, we sit down and we decide, what are these rewards going to be for staking? Where are we going in the future? I mean, we've thought about such things as for 2.0, children Mafia Algo, or for staking as rewards, children as NFTs for your family and building your own family. I won't release too much stuff that we've thought about. But that's some of the stuff that we've thought about. And
Mafia Algo family bumper stickers.
Right.
You never know. You never know what's going to come out. Brass knuckles. You never know. So.
I think one of the most important things is that whether or not you call it family or community, whatever it is, it's building that organization that draws people in and they feel that belonging, however you call it.
Yeah, and I think that in terms of the whole NFT community is something that we've done. Everybody's done a good job of so far. Sorry, I got my kids kind of screaming a little bit. We've done the whole ALGO community has done a good job so far of. Is building that community. I really see that as a positive for ALGO in the early running here. Is the community that's being built, and we at Mafia ALGO are kind of like a sub community of that community.
Yeah. One of the other, I think, more important things is that's the way you break from like a tier 2 NFT collection to a tier 1 is if you actually integrate a Reach logo somewhere. So
I don't know if that's completely true. I just need to put that disclaimer here now.
I mean, I'm not the one that makes up the rules. I'm just,
that way. I got you.
That's just the way it is.
I actually think it's interesting to see the different projects that have logos versus ones that don't incorporate them. Because it seems to be like a big, like you either have logos or you don't have any.
Yeah, I agree with that. The evolution of releases, I think, is interesting too. So you see different types of projects. AlgoBots was they released I think 3 different versions, right? They broke it up into 3 splits. But now most projects seem to be almost exclusively one-of-ones. Oh, we lost Mafia Algo there. But I mean, this trend definitely seems like it's
I think a lot
taken over.
So some of that is probably that the tools better support one-of-ones as well. Like I have problems with Ling releases because unless I do a Python script for my minting, I depend on AB2 to do all of the multi-mint versions, the rares and ultra rares. And it's like, do I want to spend 5 hours minting 100 things, or if I can even get them all done? Because
you're right.
Or do I want to do a one-of-one on like Rand Gallery and it goes up in like 2 seconds? Otherwise, you know, I just have to figure out how to get the Python script up, get everything named right, and you know, that's just a thing. So if anyone coming in doesn't have a dev and is just trying to do themselves, I think it's a lot easier to do one-of-ones.
Yeah.
I also think you see a lot more generative art now in the algo space. You still have the hand-created stuff, but like, you know, 2 or 3 months ago, there's basically no generative art in algo NFT. And now you definitely see that coming in. So that's interesting too.
It was definitely lagging. Our series, we minted, I think we had 4 different layers, and there were, you know, 5 of 5s, 4 of 5s, or 4 of 4s, 3 of 3s, 2 of 2s, and then 1 of 1s with increasing rarity. And I definitely find that the community is like, these 5 of 5s, like, yeah, they're cheap, they're inexpensive, but they're not interested in them. So if I could go back in time, we would have changed it in our next project. We'll have to make some adjustments there.
Yeah, I think
for the EV ones that we're doing, they're going to be all one-of-ones. Every single one of them. Yeah,
I initially wanted to do one-of-ones, but I was doing a lot of community voting when I started the Ling project, since it was more of a derivative inside of that like Telegram chat of YLDY that it came up, and everyone voted for just multi-mint, and so that's why I did it initially. So. It's really interesting. Speaking of generative, I was very surprised when doing the Rugs project how much less work it takes to make a generative series. And I don't want to say it's no work. Like I put a lot of time into Rugs, but overall, like to make 2,000 assets versus
a lot less work,
100 Lings.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like I spend the same amount of time I do on Rugs as I spend on like one Flocket.
Right. So how many attributes did you have to create in Rugs? And then the computer just kind of you know mismatches them all together, right?
I think initially I just went for I think I had 69 total layers in the first run. Right. And when I did the second one, I basically doubled that. And I have enough assets now that I could make like a 5,000 plus series easily of unique, but unique is, you know, with certain generatives, uniques gets a little, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very interesting though. Once I finished it, I was like, this was really not like, I could do this with high quality art and it would still take less time than doing like animations or anything else like that. It was not a crazy amount of time compared to hand drawing the entire piece and putting it all together yourself. So that was fascinating to me.
We've got like multiple different ways of delivering products through marketplaces. And part of the reason like we're drawn together here today is because we're all involved in the, you know, that I think it's a week from today, the Metaverse, you know, sort of, you know, live auction in the virtual world, right, where there's 10 pieces getting auctioned off, and it's sort of an interesting way to do it versus just listing on AB2 or Rand, like you mentioned. You know, how has your you know success been, or any feelings on you know just the static site type of a site like a gallery versus these type of live auctions? Is there a different level of excitement? Is there, you know, do you try and like produce a rarer piece, you know, for some reason for the live auction? How do you approach those?
I definitely tried to, like last time I made a piece specifically for it that I wanted to test out, that was very off like the normal animated stuff.
Right.
But I think I'll just do a flock at this time because I don't want to make that like a common thing of doing everything different. I think the hype is, I don't know that it's more or less than like a full drop. It's definitely more than if you just threw it up on like ALGO X NFT. You definitely want to produce something nice and interesting. And it's cool to see like different players in the market get involved and like everyone logging in with their avatars and like wandering around, but the actual auction portion itself was like really short. So that's a bit weird because we like had that pre-auction talk and discussion, but then the auction itself being so short was like, okay, well, that was 5 minutes. Goodbye.
right. I mean, it was only 10 pieces, I think, and this time it's only 10 pieces again. And so it does tend to go pretty quickly. But last time we did that like an AMA in the gallery, I think, and that took like half an hour to coordinate everybody.
Yeah, it's a bit of corralling, that's for sure.
There,
I think
can actually
versus
find
like
information
just a regular,
about this Metaverse auction. Do you
I
have
think
it
versus
posted
just
somewhere?
like a. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
No, I'm just saying. I think versus a regular Rand or a, AB2 or whatever it is, these auctions are pretty awesome in terms of bringing some, bringing variety to the artists and creating a little bit of excitement in the space for sure.
Yeah. We'll make sure that we post a link in the description for the video and get some information out. We've got some PR stuff kind of coming out, and we'll feature some artists on the posters as well, kind of rotating. But it's just cool to like hop into a virtual room, I think, and just kind of poke around a little bit and see I think last time we had C-Will doing a music number.
Yeah, that was fun.
Which was kind of a disaster because not everybody else was muted, and so like everybody should have been muted while C-Will was doing his thing, and I think some people just were popping into the room as he was performing, and they were just like, "What's up?"
No, jeez.
Honestly, the like flaws in all of it were kind of the funniest parts, and there was a bit of charm to it.
Yeah, I think every time we go through it, it gets a little better.
I love the virtual auction rooms. I think that it's a really cool way of showing the NFTs and kind of making it an experience for people. That it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Sometimes hard to navigate around a little bit, but I like it a lot.
Yeah. Now I know Chris has got a lot of feelings on the metaverse, but do you ever see us having like a sandbox type of a virtual world where there's just a gallery that's permanently posted up somewhere?
100%. I mean, the thing with the metaverse is that my issue with metaverse is not that the metaverse doesn't exist or it's not a thing. It's just that people's view on what the metaverse is too narrow.
Sure.
Like really, what people need to start thinking about what the metaverse is more of multiple dimensions of a metaverse, and each dimension is its own universe. And what binds the dimensions together is a single source of ownership that allows for contextually to display what that ownership means in each of the dimensions is the thing that's important, and that is the actual metaverse.
Yeah. I can see a point in time where I've got a Mafiago, and that enables me to gain entry to a Mafiago club. It gets me like
exactly.
that's my secret door knock in the in the sandbox style Algorand room. But that same NFT also grants me access in Discord or to certain Twitter Spaces or to it enables me to get the NFT of the book. With your that DAO or whatever it is. So I can see that.
I
that
think
same NFT being the ticket.
Mafiago plays really well into the metaverse, and in the we could build our own city.
Sure.
He got picked up by the mob boss. Right. Don't
tell them more.
right. He's been fighting it to like get kicked out, log back in, log back in this whole session. But I still think he's got some valuable feedback there. And it's true. I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg. It just started with arguably StitchBob was the most prevalent NFT artist initially, right? And there's just pictures of a flamingo standing on one leg, and now we have all of these other like layers. Tim, you were talking about layers for generative art, and now I see us doing layers for types and styles of NFTs being used for different purposes.
Oh, absolutely. Like just what we're doing with, well, we messed up with it, but with like I forgot to even mention the shrimp games.
Oh yeah,
that we're doing.
Those are cool.
That was a lot of fun to collaborate on to design the actual profile, and then we like had clawback on them and did a R69 update that we forgot to include clawback on, and it wiped it all. And now everyone was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep it." I'm like, oh no. So we had to set up a different mechanism for it. But the whole concept of it was literally just, we're going to delete all these NFTs. They're just a ticket into this like free lottery for our holders.
Yeah.
And then we're going to tell like kind of a story with it. And depending on the reception, we'll start developing more ways to interact with it and all this other stuff. But absolutely, it's definitely something that you could see, you know, logging into an arena kind of thing where you're participating in this.
Yeah. I think I actually have two Mingos. I'm not even sure how to get involved in the whole shrimp games thing. I got to figure this out.
So the claim, yeah, we had a claim window up. Basically, we paid, Kraken at Rand Gallery to take the snapshot of wallets that we had and open up so that people could claim their shrimp.
Oh, I missed it, huh? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, that's exactly
right.
what I'm telling you. And we had just under 600 shrimp claimed, and just under 500 have entered the game, I think it is.
Really cool.
Where they actually sent it into the wallet to win, whichever.
So one of the things, though, that's I actually talked to Stitch Bob about this, but these type of like complex or bespoke rules around NFTs are really going to lend itself well to the smart NFTs that are coming, because right now ASAs are just dumb NFTs and you have to really try hard to actually put any type of functionality in. But smart NFTs are coming in Q1 of next year, and we're going to make a big push for that to actually build these custom things. And we're going to be launching the code name of this Project Evolve. That is a entire smart NFT governance around leveling up your individual smart NFTs to by feeding it a deflationary currency. But smart NFTs are what's going to be around, or what's going to be used mostly when it comes to NFTs, in my opinion. Because if you think about NFTs mean community, and communities differentiate themselves by being different. It's not something that you just pick a template up and it's like, okay, now we're a clone of that community. Like every community wants to be different, and that's where smart NFTs come in and say, okay, we're going to do a list a little bit different. We're going to have royalties built in. We're going to be able to kill off NFTs. We're going to be able to do X, Y, Z. And this is what we're going to lean into hard in Q1 of next year, and make a lot of big marketing push just worldwide, and not just the Algorand community, to get people to come in, build custom NFTs with reach, and launch them so that people can create communities.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing how that goes. And seeing what kind of tools you make to allow people to build on them as well. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we're currently the only previous limitation that Algorand was having was the number of smart contracts a single account could create. Yeah. And we figured out how to actually work around this in a very elegant way. So we're working with YLDY to build a service that allows you to pass a contract to an endpoint. The endpoint actually launches it with a brand new fresh account, and then passes all ownership to the address that's passed the contract in the first place, so that it's just a service that is completely trustless. You don't need to worry about anything.
Like a surrogate account, something like that.
Yeah, it's like create a new account just for this one contract, and then pass me back the ownership of that, and that way that you no longer have that 10 account limit or 10 contract limit. So that's one of the things that we're solving. But like I said, be prepared for Q1. The ABI spec has finally been solidified by the foundation and Inc. And we put a lot of thought into it as well. So that allows for universal interfaces to work with them. We're going to start working with the marketplaces themselves to make it so that these smart NFTs can be hosted and sold and traded on the traditional marketplace. So all of this is coming.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, Tim, you had to mint over 3 different wallets, I think, or I don't know what you call them, phases or something like that, right?
So I minted rugs over 2 different wallets. For the shrimp, I didn't we just minted on one wallet. Mingo minted over 4 wallets, actually. It was originally 3 wallets, but because AB2, in order to put a profile up, you have to have a slot open for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So
you had to not mint at least
the max
3.
Yeah.
And so because we were already making Stitch was already making another wallet for it, he just kept an extra open slot in case some other marketplace comes out and does the same thing.
Yeah.
So there's 6 Mingos, I think, on a 4th wallet.
That's
interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like going forward, so when AVM, hopefully knock on one, when AVM 1.2 comes out, one of the features that we're really hoping for is expandable global storage. And what that will allow for is for collection, like NFT collections in a single contract. And this will make it so that, because right now, how you kind of designate a collection is who minted it. But going forward, the idea is that it will be a single contract that will designate all of the NFTs. You can do large collections in a single contract.
Yeah, I think it's who minted it, or you have to get something like NFT Explorer or the gallery to include all the addresses together and combine the rarities and stuff. And it's all custom per individual marketplace.
Can we talk about the rarities for just a second, because it seems to be a hot topic lately. You know, the 2 different competing, I don't know, what do you call them, methods or formulas or what have you. You know, should these even be competing? You know, is one going to definitely going to win out?
Do you mean the ARC specs?
The ARC specs, yeah.
Okay, so that's not a rarity question. That's just a data structure conversation. I can talk a lot about this, and I would love to hear Tim's thoughts on it as well.
I mean, go ahead.
So right now, there's ARC3 and ARC69. Mm-hmm. They both can do the exact same thing. The ARC3 is designed to be a little bit more flexible, and it's designed to allow for NFTs on other chains to be brought over to Algorand. ARC69 came out because it was satisfying one of the big problems that is that with ARC3 you need to make 2 IPFS calls. Mm-hmm. First one is to gather the metadata. The second one is to actually grab the image. And ARC69 allows you to get there's only one IPFS because the metadata is actually stored in I believe in a note on a transaction. So like that, to me,
I think the other big thing for ARC69 was backwards compatibility.
Yeah, backwards compatibility is the other thing, because, but that's not a big deal. And I'll tell you why that's not a big deal, is that the backwards compatibility is, it's a SMOP. It's a simple matter of programming. The marketplaces themselves can look at it and say, okay, well, here, there's going to be more than one standard anyway. So they're going to have to build this into their interface or their backend when more standards come out. So it's just another category. So I'm not like that. That feels right to say in like the short term when the infrastructure is not caught up, but in the long term, that won't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It feels like from a creative perspective, it feels like one, being able to apply it for my old ones very easily, and having a place to do it where I don't know how to code. Not every creator knows how to code. Some people want to just start a small project. And so I think when they first launched the ARC69 and within a week, NFT Explorer had the ability to just manually go in and do it yourself. Mm-hmm. It's not an ideal thing for a large collection, but the fact that any creator could go and do that immediately was a huge thing for adoption on it. Long term, maybe you have ways for people to do it, a standard for backwards compatibility on other things. Maybe you just mint a second related asset to link to your old assets that has, a new standard on it. There's workarounds for sure. I think in the current marketplace, that backwards compatibility is nice, but now I also don't know where I would even mint ARC3 on a marketplace right now. I think Zestbloom has it.
ARC3.xyz.
ARC3, okay. And I can mint from there.
XYZ. So you mint there and it goes directly to your wallet, and it's a 100% spec that you need. So the truth, I agree that what the thing that the guys that pushed ARC69, their brilliant move was to actually make it easy for non-developers to use it.
Yeah.
That doesn't boom. I mean, that's actually literally what we're doing with the new smart NFT spec is that we're building all of the functionality to and working with the largest NFT creators to use this new spec out of the gate to just standardize this spec and make it very easy to just say, okay, this is what it's going to be. And so that was the right move, make it easy for everybody to use. And right now, Arc3, the only easy way to do it is to, I mean, Arc3.xyz is a great tool to mint NFTs with the Arc3 standard, but nobody knows about it. So
yeah,
I didn't know about it.
Marketing is huge for that stuff. Getting people to
Oh, we lost you for a second. I think you're harping on the marketing and awareness, which oddly enough, Chris and I were talking about earlier before we went live. And yeah, the awareness thing is definitely important because you could have the best service in the world. Arc3 might blow everything away, but if nobody knows about it, then it doesn't really help.
And so the other big benefit that Arc69 has is the potential for mutable variables. That's cool, but I feel like that is band-aiding, or that is a temporary solution for not having smart NFTs yet. Once you have smart NFTs, they will have much more flexible, programmatic ways to build things. So Arc69 has the mutable variables, but in my opinion, in 3 months, if you need a mutable aspects to your NFTs, you're going to be using smart NFTs anyway.
That quickly, huh? Q1 you said?
Yeah, I'd say end of Q1. So because the roadmap is.
Sorry, can you give an example of an NFT that you can only do with the smart NFT?
That you can only do with a smart NFT?
Yep.
So any type of actually like on-chain enforceability or programming, I'll give you. So what we're going to be launching in Q3 is this is a code name. We're probably going to change it, but Project Evolve. And what this does is it allows you to have an NFT that you can actually feed it a different token. And depending on how much you actually feed it, it will change the stage of that NFT.
You're making Tamagotchi.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
okay.
the cool thing though is that is part of a governance DAO that will be your voting token. And depending on what level it is the different voting power that you have. And so it's more of a smart NFT governance protocol that because the main thing with NFTs that we've seen is it's all about communities and building in how you can actually hard code the community aspect into the NFT itself and make it the thing that allows you to have power over the community. Is that something I think that's going to be very important. So this is one example. But like the other thing is enforced complex royalties. So you can make sure that if an NFT is sold, you can actually dictate how it's transferred. Like say one thing that you could do is say, I'm going to build an NFT that the royalty is applied by passing the token through the NFT, and then a percentage of that goes to whatever it is. You can then add extra rules to it. Say, okay, not only am I putting money in, and then the percentage goes away, I'll go to the actual NFT creator, but the original NFT creator has right of first refusal, meaning that if the trade goes through and the creator thinks it's less money than what it's worth, the NFT creator has the ability to buy it at the price that somebody offered it. You can build all of this stuff into the NFT. So when you say like what can't you do, what smart NFTs do is it opens up infinite amounts of customizability around what it means to own, what it means to transfer, and what it means to actually interact with other things built into completely on chain.
It's a whole new world.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a whole
What is the difficulty level
world.
of learning that? Like, because you're saying you have all these options. Where do you learn how to create those options? What is the UX? If you're saying you want it to be easily adopted, what kind of UX are you planning for it?
Yeah, so what we're planning for is another project that doesn't actually have a name yet. I'm testing out names right now. That is a no-code smart NFT minter that allow you to kind of like pick attributes of what you want the NFT to do, and then allow you to mint batches or what have you directly just from an interface. But
that sounds
cool.
extremely complicated.
I mean,
to make on your side.
To make,
not,
Yeah, to make.
Oh, sure.
I was like, that sounds super user friendly. Like that's something I can.
I mean, so it's not that complicated because I mean, how it'll work is that each functionality is be a modular piece, and what we'll do is we'll use composability that is coming with 1.1 that will allow for the extra attributes to an NFT to be stackable, and that the overall NFT will be the package rather than the individual contract. So an NFT could be a combination of multiple NFTs because the best way, the best way to kind of think what is an NFT? It's not an ASA. It's not a smart application or anything of that sort. What it is a data structure that at least one field designates ownership. And when you think about it that way, it really opens the potential of what an NFT could be. And that is what I see the future of NFTs going, or the future of the metaverse.
Mm-hmm. We're all still really early in this whole thing. Speaking of being early, so I think Lauren has just minted her first NFT and just sold it this last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the week before.
I was going to say when airdrop.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
already gone. It's already gone.
It's already gone. Just
Not
a couple
that
one of ones. But can you walk us through like what was your experience being relatively new to the whole industry? Like how was it to mint and then get on a platform? And I don't remember if you went AB2 or I think you might have used Zest. I don't remember.
No, I went through AB2, but I am now a featured artist on Zest.
Oh, look at you. Okay.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah. So we'll have to actually release something on Zest soon. But
Zest team is amazing, by the way. But continue on.
Yeah, no, they are. Yeah, the process was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And I mean, of course, you helped me, Monty. Like, you kind of walked me what to do, and it's actually so easy that it scared me a little bit. I'm like, no, I'm doing something wrong. There's something wrong. But no, it was actually it was pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And I was surprised, honestly, especially for my first NFT. I sold my first one in less than 30 minutes?
Yeah,
something like that. I remember
something along those lines.
It's sold one. Yeah. So that
wasn't the music NFT though, right? That was the poster.
So yeah, it was a poster from a past release. It was actually my piece, and worked on with a producer that's worked with some pretty high up there artists. And a really awesome mixer. They were really fun to work with. So I released that song, and I had a poster, and I was planning on printing it, and people actually were wanting my autograph. I am by no means not even a C-list musician, but people were wanting it, and so I was like, yeah, cool. I'll print these posters out, and I never did. So I was like, you know what? I have the file. Let's just release it as an NFT. Why not?
Sweet.
So here we are.
All right.
Yeah. I do have what? What was that?
Awesome, he said.
Oh,
Awesome.
sorry. There's like a lag, so. But yeah, I am releasing a music NFT. So usually I sing more like Latin pop with like a touch of reggae in there. But I'm messing with a new sort of genre where I sing like a 90s dance beat with Sarah Brightman, so like operatic elements. Then you kind of have like ambient music in there mixed as well. So it'll be pretty interesting.
Okay, awesome. I see Houston Crypto joined us, AKA AlgoRoo. I don't know if he can hear us or not. He might have had bad connection.
Hey, how are you guys doing? Sorry I'm a little bit late. I thought it was going to be 11 a.m. Central Time, so I got in here. I thought I was all early and stuff, but I apologize about that, guys.
No worries. We're still going. Nice. If you want to give us just a quick rundown of the event next week, that would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So we're coming back again. We have another list of amazing artists that we're working with. The first two events were pretty successful, we ran through that and they went off pretty well. This time, obviously, we have you featured as an artist, as well as, Flemish Giants, the ALGO bots, and again, some of the other premier artists on Algorand. So I'm super excited. I'm really excited. Looking forward to next weekend here.
How do we get a piece in that?
How do you get a piece in it? So for right now, I am kind of just like limiting it to like 10 artists per event. I'm trying to turn it into like a monthly event. So I'm trying to include like 10 artists every month, you know. With that being said, I'm basically out here just looking for artists myself. There is no like set method to it as of now, but if you reach out to me, I will include you in an event. You know, I like to work with everybody on Algorand. I've been blessed to this point to have been able to work with some amazing artists. You know, Benji from Algorand, the team from Flemish Giants. You know, they're all amazing artists, and I'm lucky to have worked with them so far. But with that being said, I want to work with everybody on Algorand. So if you reach out to me, we can definitely get something done.
Both DG and Kyle,
now.
both DG and Kyle want. There's a piece that I have that they really, really want. So I'm thinking about finding a.
You want to get a fun
event.
bidding war?
Yeah, both Kyle and DG. If you're watching this, the piece is coming. Just we need to find a good venue.
Yeah, I would love to. If you would be down, we should definitely work together on that.
Yeah. I know Kyle was in the last auction, I think. I didn't see DG in there, though. Was he there?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'm just normally during the auctions, I'm just so busy running, like trying to run around with production, making sure the Discord bot's working, this and that I don't really get to partake as much as I really want to. But this time I've actually gone through some things to make it a lot easier on myself, so I can kind of like engage, interact, and like not be so tied up and tied down during the event itself. So I'm looking forward to that, actually.
Yeah.
I've decided that whatever the piece sells for, I'm going to roll 100% back into the NFT Algorand community. So that's what I'll do.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I always like putting aside 15 to 20% of anything I make on selling NFTs by going out and finding projects.
This one, 100% of it is going to go back into. We'll get some probably Mingos finally. I don't know why we actually don't.
We don't have any.
We have 0 Mingos in our treasury. I don't know why.
Oh, the floor's still pretty good.
Floor's still pretty good.
Yeah.
We gotta get those.
All right, AlgoRoo. So I'm glad you were able to hop in here because we're kind of winding down things, but I wanted to make sure we got that your perspective there. We'll make sure we link everything as far as next week's event, so we get a good turnout. And there's 10 artists. We'll list all the artists for you. I think it was a pretty good discussion before you popped in here. Oh, and we got to see Lauren's cat too. So
nice.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the whole thing for sure.
We're all stoked about it. So I'm just happy to like be part of it and be able to like ask some questions and bring some publicity to it, and kind of help get the word out. I know Lauren's trying to work on some marketing materials, and so we've got some posters and some ideas for that. Tim's gonna have some stuff there, which should be good. Chris sounds like he's putting his hat in the ring for the next event in January. So you've already got some pieces ready for January. So so far so good.
I'm still not giving up on sneaking in this next one.
Right?
Yeah.
He's just gonna start announcing it at the end of every auction.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's put a campaign together. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody's time. I think we should probably wrap it up here, and we'll make sure we put links in there for everybody. And we'll maybe do another one of these. Lauren's got another NFT. I think midweek she does like NFT reviews too.
Yep, I do. You guys stay tuned for that. That's really fun.
Awesome.
But this is fun. I learned a lot.
everybody.
Every time, Chris is on the call, I learn so much. Especially since I'm new. My brain's always like...
Anytime, Lauren, if you want to actually just chat about anything, it's NFTs or just crypto or blockchain or anything of that sort, this is all I do. I just talk about things.
Right?
Yes, I need to pick your brain because...
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Cool.
Cheers, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, awesome.
You guys-